Hello, sir.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah, I'm good. You?
I'm all right. I'm all right.
Maciek, waiting for Adam because okay. First of all, hello everybody and welcome to our second live stream. Maciej, Lampe, and me, Karol Sliwa. Our tonight's guest is one and only Adam Waczyński, the captain of Polish basketball national team. But before we hook up Adam, let's start with Maciek. Maciek, I got so much positive feedback about you and our first live episode. Everybody was like, not only in Poland, but I guess in Poland, everybody's like, Maciek is this rude guy. He's not talking to anybody. And here, within 1 hour, you just like reverse order narrative from I would say like almost 2 decades.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean, I don't know. It's I guess I express myself a lot better in the English language as well, so it's easier for me to talk. That narrative in Poland has been something that's been kind of behind me for a long time because people like we spoke about earlier in the first podcast with Marcin. People really didn't know how to betray me when I first arrived. I had a different mentality than the Polish guys, growing up in Sweden, and so my relationships with some people, especially with the national team or with people in Poland, was distant, to say the least. So that's probably why they feel like that. But it's funny because you shouldn't judge a person that you don't really know.
well, absolutely. How do you feel now? How are your games?
Good, man. Everything's going well. We're fighting for the playoff spot. We have to win 2 out of the next 3 games to be sure that we're making the playoffs. So it's good. It's exciting. The fans are back in the building, not full at full capacity, but about 1,000 or 800 fans, I think, a game. So it's a lot more fun to play. The team's doing well. I think that we have a real good chance of making the playoffs and then surprising a lot of people in the playoffs. The thing that the French league did for the playoffs is a 1 game. There he is.
There he is.
The
What's up,
nose.
guys?
Hello, Adam.
The eagle has landed.
Yes.
Oh my God! That's new, right?
Nah, it's the same, bro. You didn't see me too long.
Oh wow!
The same.
It looks a little krzywe. Dostał. Nie pamiętałem, że jest tak. No, what I was saying, there's a format. So the quarterfinals is a one game series. So anything could happen, and then there's a final 4. So it's good. I like it, and it's exciting, and we're hoping that we're gonna make the playoffs and surprise some people. So it's fun.
You're gonna keep killing, man, for sure. It's gonna be good.
Adam, first of all, thank you so much for joining us, and we appreciate you even more because you're with the national team at the training camp. So we know the time is precious. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks to you guys. It's a pleasure.
How are you, Adam?
Everything good. Everything good. Practicing now, preparing to the pre-Olympics, and everything okay.
Can we start off with your situation with Malaga? We got some mixed informations coming from yourself and coming from Spain, because you signed a deal last year, 1+1, but the second year, is it your option or the team option, or how does it look like?
This is a team option, so basically it's out of my hands now. I did really my best, and I still got a contract, and the team needs to decide what's going on for the next season.
Do you already have some inside news? Are they going to sign you or they let you go?
Unfortunately, nothing yet. So I'm still waiting, and we will see. Time will tell for sure.
And the situation with the national team, you guys are preparing. I got in front of me. You guys start in when do you guys start? You guys start exactly in 3 weeks and 1 day. Let's say 3 weeks. You start with Angola, and then you guys. The competition is really hard, right? Only one team wins, and you got Lithuania, you got Slovenia. If Luka is playing, whether if he's playing or not, Slovenia is very strong, and only one team is winning. What's your guys' approach for this upcoming tournament?
Well, the goal is to fight in each game. The goal is to advance, of course. We are not there to be the weak team we will try to fight and win every single game. Yesterday, Luka Doncic finished the season, and he already said he's going to be there. So it's going to be also an extra motivation for our team. And of course, this is Slovenia. This is Angola also for the first game. This is not a weak team. This is a very good team. So each game is going to be a challenge. And then if we're going to be good, it's going to be even a bigger challenge, Lithuania. So we know those teams. We know they have a lot of NBA, EuroLeague players. It's not going to be easy. Our strength for sure is going to be that we are together pretty long time and we know each other.
How about you, Maciej? Is it still a slight chance that you're going to join the team?
I mean, it's not really up to me. I've been very clear on my situation with the Polish national team. Adam has also been involved in those talks. So we'll see if they call me up.
But you're ready if anything happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open to it. You know, I wish that we can get past get past what happened, that I can be part of the players that got their bonuses for reaching the World Championships. I feel like that's something that I deserve. I know my teammates feel the same way. It's just that the president that's involved in the Polish basketball right now doesn't see it that way, and we'll see. I hope for the guys all the best in the upcoming games, and that's pretty much all I can do.
So there is I would say two issues. One issue is on the floor; everybody can see if you fit to the team. If Mike Taylor says you deserve. But there's another tissue, right? The soft tissue, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, I've been pretty clear about it in the press before, so we can bring it up again if you like. I didn't go to the World Championships because I was hurt, and then they took offense to that. They thought I wasn't hurt, although I had a broken bone in my wrist, and I didn't get the payment that all the guys got for reaching the World Championships. But I was still very active and supporting the team, and I've always wanted the best for the guys from Poland. I mean, we known each other from a young age. These are my friends. So so after that, I signed in Poland, and then that issue got brought up again, and I got like the first call up when I first arrived there to join them, and I expressed myself and said that, hey, yeah, sure, but let's settle the outstanding debt, and then I'm there. And from there, it's just been kind of snowballing into different negativities and different things on their part, that he only wants money or this and that, and the guys know that it's not like that. And I feel like I have the support from all the players that played in the qualifications. It's just something that Polish basketball has to deal with, unfortunately. And, it's not just me that's suffering from this. Adam has suffered from this in the past as well. And it's the situation we're in. And, if people don't see what's really going on, well, then what can we do about it? We can just talk about it and hope it doesn't happen in the future. And that's what we're trying to do.
Adam, do you want to talk about it? Because this subject was brought up so many times, and it's been already 2 years since the World Cup, and you had your statements. Polish Association had its statement. So I don't know if you want to bring it up, you can bring it up, but I don't really have to.
Well, I just wanted to say that I was supporting, and I will support Maciej for sure to get what he deserves, because probably without Maciej we would not go to the World Cup. And it's obvious that Maciej would love to be there with us. So I think it's ridiculous to think differently. My situation, I brought it up so many times. I just wanted to say that my way of thinking will never change. I will always be a guy who is trying to get the people the things that they should get, and with no individual stuff on the side. Like, everyone is equal, we are a team, and we should work as a team. I think it works. It was working, and we should do it. This is the way. And like I said, many things happen. I was treated the wrong way, not because I did something. I was just trying to get many things that people asked me to do, and nothing else to say. Like, each one of us, like Maciej, like Marcin Gortat, like me, we want the basketball to be on the highest possible level. We saw basketball on really higher level. Maciej was in many leagues, playing on this top level for many years. Marcin was in the NBA. I was in ACB 7 years right now, so we know more or less like the things should be. So I don't think nobody should feel upset about it, or we should just sit down and talk and accept it, like, and try to cooperate, and that's it.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's important for us to, not to try to make it like about us and all in a negative way, but just to, try to share our experiences so that somebody else in the same place don't have to go through that, because everybody makes mistakes, people in the, people in the highest level, like presidents make mistakes, coaches make mistakes, everybody makes mistakes. So it's just part of the, of the process of everything you deal with, but it's how you deal with those mistakes. And I think that the Polish national team has done, especially Mike Taylor. I mean, he's done a great job as a coach. You gotta always give him that. The national team before Mike was not doing as well as it's doing now. That's the first thing. But then during that whole process, there are a couple of things that we as the players feel and saw that should have been handled differently. And it's not a punch to Mike or a punch on anybody in particular. It's just, I feel like we should discuss those issues because it's important for the next generation to hear, so it doesn't repeat itself. Like Adam was saying, now he shouldn't be, punished and taken his captain, whatever it's called, away because he's trying to get the team better flights or better situation, for the team in general, as the captain should, So I think that everybody should have a voice and should try to talk about these things openly in order to prevent them in the future.
All right, guys, let's change the subject. Let's talk about something positive. And where's this nickname King Kong coming from, Adam?
Well, there are some fans from Malaga right now watching, so saludos para todos aficionados de Malaga. King Kong came up in the first season when I was there.
Threes.
Yeah, I shot some 3 threes in a row, like in the second quarter, and we were going to the halftime break, going to the locker room, and some fan. Now we know each other better because of the situation, but some fan was like screaming on me and "Vamos, let's go," like something like this, and I started to punch my chest, like like I did something great, and since then it's King Kong because I was hitting my chest with my fist. So it's a funny story.
Guys, let's stay in Spain. What's so special about Spain? Because you guys love both Spain. Maciej, you have off-season home in Spain, in Barcelona. You, Adam, I mean, we don't know the future, but you've been living in Spain for such a long time, and you obviously want to stay in Spain. So what's so special about Spain?
The best league in Europe.
Yeah, this is by far, I think. So many teams playing internationally. Every week is a challenge. It doesn't matter if you play with the best teams like Madrid or Barcelona, or the last teams that are trying to survive. They are making transfer, like they are signing new contracts, new players, the teams are getting better, so each game is a challenge, and I love it. This is for
How
me
about,
like
but
something
I
great.
mean, how about off season? I mean, how about away from basketball? Because you, Maciek, you live in Barcelona off season, and you just, you picked Spain as your place to be, right?
Well, yeah, but for me, I moved to Spain when I was 15 the first time, so Spain has kind of been like a second home to me after Sweden and Poland. But I mean, Spain is a good country to live in. I mean, Adam has enjoyed his years in Malaga and also in San Sebastian, I'm sure, where he played. I mean, it's just the quality of life and I would say the competition within the league. I mean, there is no other league like it with that many teams that are competitive. So yeah, I mean, the weather's nice. The food is good. It just has a bunch of good qualities.
Remember in our last podcast, we brought up the subject about transition program, people joining the NBA, the transition program. They talk about different things that can happen to you when you are famous and you have money. And I was thinking about it, and building up relations as a professional athlete, obviously being famous and having money. So you guys, I mean, I don't know. I haven't played in NBA, haven't played in the highest level, but I can only imagine that, when you look at different people, you're being kind of like suspicious, right? Because not everybody is good, obviously. Some people try to use you. So how you guys operate? How you guys, live with this?
You want me to go?
Let's go, Maciek, you first.
Going back to the rookie transition program, it's a great thing that the NBA does for the rookies that come into the. It's obligatory for everybody to go. It's about a week. You go in there and you have to stay at the resort that the program is taking place in, and you learn about investing your money. You learn about the taxes that you're gonna have to pay on the money that you make, and you learn about a lot about real life situations that you can encounter as a professional athlete. From women to cars, to the friends, to the circle of your friends. I'll invest in your brother's car wash. So they just try to prepare you for the change that is going to happen in your life of basically not having any income to becoming a low percent in the world of making millions of dollars. And I think that's something that is very positive, and I think that's something that also teams in Europe or leagues in Europe should look into to try to help, especially young players, coming up into a situation where now they are professional athletes, to teach them and to share their experiences and on what to do with the first money you make, so you don't blow through it, because you never know when your career is going to end. I mean, the career of an average athlete, I don't know, is it 8 years, 8 years or something like this, so that's not a long career. I've been fortunate to play a long time. I'm playing in my 21st season now, which is amazing. It's a blessing. But yeah, I think that since there are a lot of people that struggle with being a professional athlete, for example, if you want to talk about the money that they make, and then after their career, suddenly 2 or 3 years after, they go broke. It's only because they didn't have the knowledge, or they weren't prepared for what's going to happen after you're done. And I think it's up to us older players, veteran players, to try to have a voice in those type of situations and tell people, hey man, you're not gonna play forever. It's smart to invest. Don't blow all your money on nightclubs and things of that nature. And I think that's something that is going to develop in Europe, in the basketball world now going forward. And it's just good that we're putting the word out there.
Yeah, well, nothing much to add, honestly. Like Maciek said, it will not last forever, our career, and we need to be smart in this. Of course, smart in choosing your friends, best friends, and stuff like this. I have some bad experience, let's say, with friends through life, and it's nothing great, of course. We lost some friends because of all let's say money situations. So yeah, like you need to choose wisely and think what to do with your money.
You know, I think it's important for us to kind of share our stories when it comes to these type of things, because there's no way, even with like a thing like the rookie transition program, that you can be prepared for what's coming. So I think the more you can hear from other players that have gone through something, the better it is for the younger guys. I don't know if you want to ever do a podcast on different subjects like that. I'm open to share my stories so people can just dig a little bit deeper and understand. But yeah, I think it's very it's a very good thing to do for the younger players coming up.
How difficult it is to make friends, because Adam said, on the way of your career, you're losing friends for whatever reason, but how difficult or how easy is to make new friends?
Well, of course, friendships are built years, I would say. I'm a lucky guy because I met my wife when there was still no money. I met her in high school, so we are together 15 years, and I'm super lucky because not everyone can have this luck. And of course, the people that I meet on my road, let's say in my career, always you need to stay, let's say, alert, because people are different. People are not like you. You can be a good guy, but not everyone in the world is a good guy. So this is the most important, and it also helps you in your mental health and in your, let's say, even life, or even your play on the game. You play more comfortable when you got a lot of good people around you. So I think this is important, and really like how many players in NBA, maybe Maciej, like how many players in NBA are broke, and because
Not just in the NBA, Adam. I mean,
yeah.
it happens on a regular basis. What this friendship thing that you guys are tapping into, I think, is a very important subject that we can talk about. As far as athletes, and I can share my experiences, and you can share yours. It's important to have a good support system. I haven't always had that in my career. That's something that I've been struggling with. I've played in a lot of different countries, and every like 3 or 4 years, I change countries. So I create some relationships with people that have maybe nothing to do with basketball that I consider my friends, and then boom, all of a sudden I leave, and I'm on a 4-hour time difference, and we don't see each other. So that's something that people, a lot of people that look at the athlete and say, oh, he plays basketball, oh, it's great, don't realize what comes along with it, I remember some situations, even with my parents, when my career was just starting off, and we were at their friends, and they're like, "Oh, you play basketball?" I'm like, "You don't know how many hours a day it takes for me to work. I work a lot. You don't know the things that come with it." And also another thing, like for a lot of people, sadly enough, when you're a professional athlete, you become a target. You're basically a target, a walking target, because you're not really part of the normal society. You don't work from 9 till 5 or whatever the case may be. You work, you make a lot of money in a shorter period of time. So a lot of people are going to try to take advantage of you. And when you're young and naive, you don't think that there's bad people in the world, but there are. There are, believe me. When I was going into the rookie transition program when I was 18, they were telling me a lot of things. Did I listen? Nah. I heard it, but you have to kind of go through it, to later be able to speak on it, and it's important to speak on it, I think, and that's something that we have to do. But going back to being targets, some people just look at you, for as a symbol of money, basically. Even even lawyers. You know, I'm having some court issues now, nothing major, but the lawyers are charge. I feel like the lawyers want to charge me like I'm an athlete. You know, because oh, you got money. You know, for example, or women. You know, you go into I don't know, a restaurant. Oh, he's tall. Yeah, he's tall. Does he play basketball? Yeah. Automatically a different type of reaction. He plays basketball. Where does he play? Oh, he played in the NBA. Oof, that case closed, you know? It's like people judge you all the time. And it doesn't just happen to athletes, it happens to regular people. You know, you get judged. That's something that happens on an everyday basis. But I think young players need to realize that they just need to be careful, you know, because there are a lot of people that are out there to basically mess you over for money and take a piece of your pie. And it happens all the time.
Yeah, so this was my initial question. Like, you know, it's like a jungle out there because, you know, people see you on television, people know that you're famous, you know, money, you play basketball. So that was my initial question. Like, I mean, I can only assume it's so difficult to make many different relations on many different levels. Like, you know, as you said, like simple things. You just go to a restaurant, you have to deal some stuff with the lawyers and do some stuff with many different things on many different levels, and you're just being portrayed like as a rich man, as a guy, let's say, walking piggy bank, right? On many different occasions.
Yeah, I mean, you just have to be aware. You know, it's not all bad. You know, you have a lot of positives that also come from being a professional athlete. I mean, you have a lot of doors open up. You can meet a lot of people. You know, you can make a lot of connections. You know, that can help you in life through life. But there's some things that you just have to be aware of and careful with. I don't know. You know what kind of experiences Adam mentioned, his friends and money. You know, these are things that people need to. I think the more people understand of how the life of an athlete really is, the more they'll be able to understand you. Because for me personally, today in the supermarket, I was just at the supermarket and the guy comes up to me, "Oh, you play for Limoges?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And you know, the way he put, you know, the way he sees me is not how I am. That's just, you can tell that he doesn't know, you know, me or what it takes to be an athlete. You know, he just sees something that he wants to see, or that basically what I'm saying is people don't really know or don't really recognize you for who you are and what you go through on an everyday basis. And that's something that I think needs to evolve.
How would you evolve it? Like, I guess social media helps, right? Or
Yeah, but there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of negativity with that as well. I try to, for like a year now, I've been trying to stay off the Instagram stuff because a lot of people, you know, live their Instagram lives. You know, it's nothing like their real life, you know. And also, for me, in my case, I felt like a lot of things that I was doing or that I was showing people kind of got a negative feedback of jealousy or, you know, things like that. So I think that you can use your platform. Everybody can use their platform as their wish, and you can have a lot of positive things out of it, like sponsorships or whatever the case, but mostly to keep in touch with friends. Can you see me?
yes, we see you.
Okay. But yeah, you just gotta be careful because there's a lot of people that out there that are basically looking out to get you. You know.
Adam, you got anything to
Yes.
add?
Yeah, I mean, this is like Maciej said, it's really sad because many times they really treat you like this. It's not always, of course. There are situations like this. Even last weekend, I had the first communion of my daughter, and you know, she's playing basketball also, and there's a I don't know, like a person who is trying to stream the games because of the COVID. You cannot enter anywhere, so he's kind of streaming games and having some, you know, prize for all the games. So my wife came up with a brilliant idea to try to stream the first communion to the family, which is in Poland, because it was impossible for them to come. So we just, you know, like randomly texted the guy and asked him how much would that be, you know, and we knew what's the price for one game. It was like around, say, 40 euros. And, you know, suddenly we said who we are and what we want to do and stuff like this, what hour. And he's like, okay, let me think, I will let you know, blah blah blah. And then he's coming up with a price like 5 times bigger or 6 times bigger, you know, like, because he already saw what's coming up. So this is like one of the examples how it can work. And of course, each one of us needs to have his head here and try to figure it out, you know, like he cannot go and try, okay, whatever, you know, like the money is coming from the sky, you know, like stuff like this, like we were talking before, that the career is not forever, and we need to also think about the future. So
I mean, I've literally have heard people talk about different people and be like, yeah, he's an athlete. Yeah, like, yeah, let's take advantage of that. You know, because they think, or like soccer players, basketball players have millions of dollars, you know, they spend it however they want. We can take advantage of this gold mine. And it happens, you know, people don't really know the differences, I think, between, like, an average Joe don't know the differences about how much a professional basketball player to a professional handball player to a professional soccer player makes. You know, they don't really understand the differences in salaries, but they're always, yeah, as soon as they know that you play professional sports, a lot of times that little clicks in and they're trying to get you.
Maciej, can you share this story from New York? You were given a driver supposedly for free, but when you left, they wanted to charge you.
Yeah, I mean, when I was drafted, I was young. You know, there was a lot of hype. I was 18. A lot of people in Poland, you know, blew it out of proportion. And as soon as I got to New York, I got greeted by this guy at the airport. And basically everything went through him. This is the guy that picked me up from the airport, and he asked me, do you have a driver's license? I said, no. So he's like, don't worry, I got these people. They have a limo company, so they can take you around. And I told him, I said, okay, but I'm not going to pay for it. He said, no, don't worry about it, you know. So I was like, okay. So he got me this, introduced me to this one guy who owned this limo company. And Wojtek, like this Polish driver, was driving me around for the first like 4 months until I got my driver's license. And Wojtek was real nice, you know. He took me wherever I needed to go. Never asked for any money. You know, we spoke in Polish sometimes. I told him, hey, I don't have any money to pay you. You know, I'm not making big money. I got a big buyout to Real Madrid, blah, blah. He's like, no, don't worry about it. So he drove me around. Then I got traded to Phoenix. And as soon as I got traded, the owner of the limo company started calling the Knicks, asking for like 60, 70,000, you know, for all the trips that I took, blah, blah, blah. And my agent's like, hey, man, what's going on? I said, hey, they never told me I had to pay him. You know, they told me it was going to be for free. So it made me look bad because it makes me look like a naive kid saying to other people that, hey, no, they told me it was for free. They're thinking like, how can he think that it was for free, you know? And yeah, that was another situation of somebody basically trying to take advantage of you.
Adam, apart from the story about footage of your communion, do you have any stories like those? And people try to use you?
Gorta's watching us. What's up, G?
What's up, man? Well, I can't, this is like a recent situation. I cannot really think about any other situation like this, except all this friendship issues with money, which I would not like to talk about, but just to make people think about who you are, you know, lending money to. Better not.
You gotta learn. You got the best advice I got when I was growing up. Basically, was you gotta learn to say no.
Yeah,
The
when you're
moment
young,
I started
it's
saying no
hard.
to people, huh?
When you're young, it's many times hard. Many people cannot say no.
It's very hard because these are people that have been around you basically before you made it, and now are looking out for a handout because you've made it. But it's like you weren't really shooting with me in the gym, you know? I mean, you were there, but you weren't really working with me. And people got to understand, young players got to understand that they don't really owe anybody anything. That's how I would put it in the beginning. I mean, you want to buy your mom a house, great. You know, you want to take care of your dad, great, fantastic. But rather than that, all the homies and friends, if they're really your friends, they won't ask for anything.
Yeah.
True.
Adam, can we talk about a little bit about you and the NBA? How close or how far were you from signing with the team, NBA team? I heard there were some conversations with the Wizards and the Kings, right? Somebody else or?
No, no, no. Only it was after the Eurobasket 215. I was also lucky because Martin was on that team and he was still on the Washington Wizards, so he got also contacts. It was a possibility to play in the summer league.
Martin always knows which player is going to be the best Polish guy in the NBA. He always knows.
Well, you never know, you know, like maybe if I would take that risk, you never know. I had already 2 kids and I had to choose between a guaranteed contract in Europe, in Spain, and going to the summer league that doesn't give me anything except maybe memories and playing, you know, with a t-shirt of Washington Wizards, which would be for sure awesome. But many times you need to choose between good and great, and I chose the great thing to get the guaranteed contract to give my family some kind of stability, and that's it. I never had a possibility. Maybe somebody is watching. Maybe I'm here.
And this is great point, great thing. I guess we would have to emphasize this. And although all those details, I guess fans don't realize, like you said, they invite you for the summer league and you never get a guaranteed contract. Whereas in Europe, you get a guaranteed contract, guaranteed money. So you put on the scale, as you said, your family versus your ambitions and stuff. Obviously, the NBA is the ultimate goal for many basketball players. But as you say, you have to come to the details, and the detail is like this: you come to the summer league and might take you, might not take you. And in Europe, you get guaranteed contract, right? So for there's so many players like Luka Doncic, you go boom, you play in the NBA. But there's so many players, let's say up and down, one leg within the NBA, one leg in Europe, and you have to make your wise decision. And it's not only basketball wise decision; it's the decision about your family, your life, right?
Yes,
Maciej?
it's a lifetime decision for sure, Maciej.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, if you get invited to a summer league, it doesn't mean that you're going to get a contract. It basically, if you get invited to a summer league team and you're not one of those draft picks that got drafted into that team, 98% of the time you're not getting a deal. They just want to see you, you know. So I mean, it's a decision that a lot of players have to make. I've made it a couple of times in my career. I've went and I didn't go, and yeah, I mean, it could hurt you because you might miss out on that deal in Europe. You know, you might get more exposure for future references to maybe come back one year. But I think most of the guys know where they are as an athlete, and as a basketball player. You know, they know if they're going to make the team or not, and they know if they're ready for the NBA or not, especially after 25 years old. And yeah, like you said, a lot of guys choose not to go and choose to stay in Europe to get that financial security for their families, and yeah, I don't blame them. I mean, it's just a decision that you're gonna have to make, but you have to know that most of the time the summer league is for the 2 players that are drafted by that team. The offense is gonna be structured around those 2 guys. you know, and that league, that whole summer league, is for those two guys to shine. So, you know, you might come in and you might surprise a lot of people and play great, but you're still the third option.
How important it is to have a good agent or strong agency?
Very, very, very important. I think that it's very difficult to find a good agent. First of all, I've been through it, and I didn't have a good agent in the beginning of my career. I had a sleazy agent who just wanted money and was thinking about short term, you know, milk the cow. He wanted to get the most money out of me in a short period of time. And then a good friend of mine from Chicago recommended the agent that I've been with for a long time, Doug Newstead, and we had a great relationship. You know, a lot of times we screamed each other on the phone because we were discussing where I wanted to play or different things, and we had a good bond, a good relationship. And that's something that you have to look for I think, as a player. You know, because there are a lot of bad agents. You know, and you have to understand also, all agents want to make money off of you. It's no secret. You know, they're going to take their 10%. But good agents look out for your career. You know, they want you to have a long career. I remember when I was playing in Kazan, and we won the Euro Cup, and I was the MVP of the Russian league. So, I mean, it was a fantastic season. And I was like, I'm getting paid, you know? And my agent wanted me to go to Caja Laboral, to Baskonia, to play for Tushko. And I had my old team, Kimki, wanted me to go back to Kimki for more money than Baskonia. And Doug was pushing me like, hey, you've done Russia. You've played there for 4.5 years. It's time to, you know, to go to Spain and play on the best league. I think I was like, I don't know, 26, 27 at the time. He's like, this is your time. Don't worry, you go to Caja Laboral. After that, you probably go to Madrid or you go to Barcelona. And I was just like, you know, the money, this and that. And he pushed me into the Caja Laboral deal that later expanded to the Barcelona deal. And I think we made the right decision there. A lot of times, I mean, you just have to have a feel of the guy that you're dealing with, you know. And ultimately, you have to realize as a player that the agent is working for you. This is something that is important. You're not working for the agent. The agent is working for you. So even now, like I talk about my situations with Doug. For example, I'd be like, Doug, I need new shoes. I need you to provide shoes. If you want me to be with you next year and you want that 10% of the next deal, I need, I don't know, 10 pair of shoes and some summer gear, for example, because I don't have a sponsor. Or, hey, I need some recovery equipment. I need a game ready. I need a Normatec. This is things that you're going to buy for me because you're taking care of my longevity of my career. And he did. He did. It took some convincing, but Doug always came through for me, and he got me the game ready, which was not cheap. You know, the game ready with all the sleeves is like, what, $6,000, you know? So that's when you know.
So can you go into the details? Like, how can he fix you the shoes? I mean, obviously he can go and buy you the shoes, but it's not the case. I mean, the case is to get you sponsorship with the Jordan brand, Nike, or some certain shop. How does it look like?
I don't really care how he does it. I just want him to do it.
All right.
If he gets me a sponsorship, that's great. But you know, I feel like I'm with you, Doug, and I need to feel that you're with me. You know, that's what I always told him. You know, hey, we've been together like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years now. You know, the relationship is building, and I need help in my career. And you're my agent, and you need to not just because when some agents, I don't know if you've had some meetings with some agents, but it's always like this display of what they can offer you in the meeting. We're going to offer you the sponsorship. We're going to offer you the car. We're going to take care of your finances. If you need tickets, we got the travel agent. If you need something for your mom, we got the people back home. You know, they always sell you this whole saga of things that they're going to do for you. And when you sign with them, they don't do anything. They make calls and try to put you on teams. That's basically it. So with Doug, I was always like, hey, remember that meeting we had in Poland back in Łódź in Eurobasket when I was sitting in the Cadillac and you had the picture of me by IKEA? I need those shoes, you know? So yeah, but it's difficult. It's difficult to find that guy because most of the agents are sleazy guys, you know? They don't really care about you.
What's your experience with agents, Adam?
Well, yeah, at the beginning I had an agent in Poland and I wasn't satisfied. I felt like Maciej said, like it was like how can I say, like he didn't really care. He was thinking about now, not about the future. So now I'm, how many years? It's like 10, 11 years with my agent from Germany, Ingo Wolf, and we have a really good relationship. He got me together with Hubert Radke, who is working in Poland.
Great guy.
For this agency, yeah.
Another guy that people in Peasant Coast hate.
Yeah, very good guy. He helped me a lot with many stuff off the court. He got me a deal with Under Armour in Poland, and I got provided with shoes, with like everything basically for basketball. So I'm really happy, and I'm super happy with what they do for me. We always talk what is the best, and we always talk like sincerely. We considering everything. It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. It's always like a conversation, and we always we really have a good relationship. We talk a lot. So like Maciej said, the key is to find the right person.
Be patient. I would say be patient. When you're young and you're coming into that level of having an agent, don't go for the first one. Take your time. Listen to them all. Meet with them time after time. Set the boundaries, whatever. Meet with your parents a couple of times because it's an important decision. It's a very important decision, your agent, because these are the people that are going to put you on those teams in those situations where you can shine and make a good living for yourself. So I think most of the players need them.
You said Maciej is 10% of your contract. Is this number, the 10%, is it fixed number or it can vary from contract to contract depending on the circumstances?
It can definitely vary. All the agents are going to tell you that it's a fixed, but it's not. Some of them won't work with you if you tell them, hey, no, you can take 2%. And they're going to be like, no. Well, no, bye. You as a player, I think most guys don't understand this. We have all the power. That's what, with my situation and with Adam's situation with the national team, what most of the guys on the team don't understand is how much power they really have. We have all the power. We don't really need the media. Nowadays, you can stream all your thoughts and all your conversations on YouTube or Instagram like we're doing now and say the truth. All the power is in our hands. And we as players should dictate the future of, for example, the Polish national team. We're the one that put in all the grind. We've been there for ages. We've seen what's been going on. And I feel like that mentality, especially in Poland, is not there.
Adam,
Adam,
anything to add?
Well, nothing to add, really. Nothing to add. All true by Maciej. This is the case.
Adam, can we talk a little bit about the national team training camp? You guys are in Wałbrzych right now. Is it a bubble? How does it look like?
No, we are in Zabrze.
In Zabrze, I'm sorry. Yeah.
Zabrze, next to Gliwice. Well, it's not a bubble, but we try to be responsible, of course. We go to practices. We have everything in the hotel, all the food organized, and we don't need to go anywhere. So yeah, it's not like a bubble like last window, but everyone is trying to be responsible.
So how the calendar looks like? You're going to play, what's it called? Energa Cup, right? Just before going to Lithuania.
Well, firstly, we have this tournament, Energa Cup. Then we have some friendly games also upcoming. Basically, 6 games in Gliwice. We are here until 23rd, 24th, and then we go to Lithuania. So we're preparing in one place.
What are the spirits?
Well, like I said before, the main thing is to advance, to go and try to have even greater thing than going to the World Cup and be in the top 8. This is the thing, and we will see how things go. We are now preparing, and hopefully it can help us.
How would you say, let's say in 5 years, who's the star of Polish national team?
In 5 years,
No questions.
Who is
I
it?
know. Huh?
Tell me.
I just want to hear Adam. For me, it's a no-brainer. And also, I want to ask Carol his predictions on these next qualification games. But go ahead, Adam.
Jeremy Sochan.
Yeah, for sure.
Next 5 years, I would say. Him
there?
and Oleg Waczyński.
Is Jeremy there?
No. Because
is Ponitka coming?
Well, I think so.
Yeah?
I think so.
That's good.
So you guys say Jeremy?
In 5 years, yeah, I think so. Now he is with the champion of NCAA with Baylor. It's gonna be a good school for him.
I mean, you never know, but I think Jeremy has the most upside out of all the players I've seen. Waczyński, I like him. I mean, he's long, but I think that he needs to work still to develop a little bit. I think he's really, really raw.
Jeremy has that something, has that thing, that talent that not too many Polish kids have it. Like, I never seen.
He didn't grow up in Poland.
What did you say, Maciej?
He's different. He didn't grow up in Poland.
This is another case.
Different mentality.
So maybe growing up in Poland is the problem.
That sounds extremely racist when you say it like that.
Is it? I mean, you're just talking about the circumstances.
I'm just joking. I mean, it's just like we're talking about the national team and what happened to Adam when the president revoked his captain thing because he was trying to get more things for the players. That's something that shouldn't happen. The players should stand up together and be like, no, what are we doing here? No, this guy was fighting for us, and now you're trying. And it's funny because I talked about this to the players when I was in Poland, and they have a different version of the whole situation. They didn't really want to believe it at first when I told them, hey, you know what happened, right, with Adam? Oh, no, really? Yeah. They know, but they act because they think if they're nice to this guy, Poland has this, I don't know how to put it in English. I mean, Adam, please help me. A lot of times it's like you say one thing to somebody in their face, and 5 minutes later, the same person that you spoke to can completely change and say something completely different behind your back. And it happens like it's nothing. It happens all the freaking time. And for guys that are not from there or did not live there for a long time of their life, it's very strange. And I've experienced it. I don't know, Adam has played overseas now. I think he knows what I'm talking about. And it's something that, development, just development of, I don't know the word, of the right thing to do, I guess. I don't know.
But I would say it doesn't happen only in sports, right? So if it happens on all the levels of life, it should also, I mean, it shouldn't, but it also happens in sports. It's nothing extraordinary.
I don't know about everything in life. I know in sports, and I can talk about my situation. Like when I talked about my situation with the national team to all of my teammates, they're like, "Yeah, you're right. I know you're right. Yeah, I'm with you. You're right. 100%. You're right. They're wrong." And then it's like, "Well, do something about it." Well, you know, I'm with them on regular basis. I see these people every day. You know, you come and then you go. It's like, bro. You know, it's not really about me. It's about, what if it was you, you know? And another thing that is, not, you know, it's sad to an extent, and it's something that I think that Pesetkoš and the Polish national team should have into, you know, into consideration, is how many Polish basketball players have retired out of the Polish national team with in a good way, or with a good relationship with the Polish national team. Because looking at my career and looking at people that I played with, it's nobody. It's not Shevchik. It's not Gortat. It's not me. It's not Shubi, you know? I remember when Shubarga got hurt and the Polish national team didn't cover his insurance. It was a big deal. It sucked for him. You know? These are all issues that have happened, and everybody knows about it. And when we talk about it in private with the guys, we're like, yeah, these fucking guys, oh, they're shit. Yeah, they screwed us over. But then we don't really do anything about it. And we talk about it, but then when it's time to act and step up for your brother and say, hey, this is wrong. We want this to be like this, you know? Nobody really does it. And it's something that has to change, and I hope it changes, because if you want to be a winning and successful national team, you have to have a bond with your brothers, you know? You have to come together way better than we have ever done in the past, you know? For a player that plays on the highest level in Europe or in the United States to come to the national team should be a pleasure. It should be a pleasure. It should be, yes, I'm going to go with my boys. We're going to have fun. I remember when I was playing with Nocioni, and he was telling me how excited he was to join the Argentinian national team. I was like, man, sounds amazing. He's like, yeah, we're like the Rolling Stones, you know? We come together, you know, it's great. We don't have to be with our families for a little while. You know, we have fun, you know, and it's like a bond. It's like a brotherhood. You know, everybody stands up for each other. And there's a voice, you know, and so far on the Polish national team, we haven't really had a real voice as a group. And, you know, I'm hoping that someday will change. And it's up to people like Adam, who's there now, who's always been a positive reinforcement in matters like that. You know, Gorta tried to do that. That didn't go well for him. Whenever somebody says something that people might take in a little bit of a negative way, doors are shut. You know, and it's just sad. Like for me, for example, would I want to play with them now? Yeah. I got nothing better to do. I'm healthy. I'm 36. Would it look good for me? Yes. You know, but because of me speaking out loud in the media and saying, oh, I didn't get paid the bonuses that all the player got, doors were shut on me now. And they're like, no, we don't want to deal with you. No. Nothing, like it doesn't matter what you did in cadets, in juniors. And it's just something that I think they need to think about, you know, because I feel like the national team should be a great environment for all the players that come and play, you know. And also, when they're finished their careers, I think the Polish basketball and the Polish national team should be a reinsurance for you after your career. And talking to people like Trybański, which we're going to have on the podcast shortly, I asked him how it was for him and Pesetkoš and the Polish national team, if he got any help after he retired. And the stories he told me were just sad, you know. He said that no, that he was made fun of. He was made fun of because he didn't make it in the NBA. He was made fun of for people in Legia Warszawa. He was made fun of for people in Pesetkoš. Then he heard about a rule that came out in the government where it says that if you have played professional in a sport, you can go and teach kids, basically, and you can get paid for it. He told me he had to go to Besiktas and beg for that. And they were like, yeah, maybe we'll see, till they finally pushed it over and they did it. But it's not the way it's supposed to be. Like looking at other national teams and other players, Lithuania, Georgia, Slovenia, all of those ex-players are involved in the national team. What ex-players have been involved in the Polish national team? Adam Wójcik for a short period of time and Andrzej Kluta for a short period of time. Nobody else.
So what's the reason for this? Too much politics involved?
No, in my opinion, the reason for it is that Poland, as a basketball nation, we are really underdeveloped. If you want to talk about the success of the Polish national team and the world championships that we did in China, we can talk about that. We cannot forget that the best players did not come to the qualification matches. Okay? That's why I'm very eager to see what's going to happen now, because now you guys are going to face the best players, from the best national teams, and it's going to be a different story, and you got to continue to develop as a national team. And they're going, after this qualification round is over, they're going to be like, welcome back to reality, and let's see what changes they're going to make, What did you ask me again, Carol? I'm sorry. Keep yapping.
I can't remember right now. Adam, anything to add on this subject?
Well, yeah, well, I'm just, listening here, and this is all true. The mentality and the treatment of the former players, I think, should be different. It's a matter of talking, but also listening from the both sides, I think.
Right.
This is the main thing, that all of us, I hope, wants the best for the Polish basketball. So
I remember what I wanted to say now. Sorry, Adam. So it's basically like this, that in Poland, you have a bunch of people that are involved in basketball. Let's say there's 100 people that are involved in basketball, and they've played in Poland, and let's not take the players that are playing outside of Poland. How many of those people know basketball?
Not too many.
Come on, Adam, answer.
Not too many.
Not many at all. And that's what's going on. So when Mike comes in and does a great job with the national team, which I'm always going to say, I'm always going to give him props, he's the one that knows what's going on. So now you have one guy. And then you have Waczyński, and you have some players, that know how our organization should work on a high level, I mean. The rest don't, really. And that's what's happening. That nobody knows where to take authority from. And then, and then comes in Mr. Piszewicz, who has done some good things for Polish basketball. I mean, I love that the games are on TV and stuff. But in all honesty, I think that the old president deserves more credit than him. He just kind of came in at a good time. But all the stuff that Waczyński did prior to Piszewicz, I give him a lot more credit for what Piszewicz has done now. Waczyński was with the national team when things were bad. When the grind was hard. He was there for how many 8 years we were with him?
Yeah,
there was no issues for anybody. Okay, guys who played overseas and had more experience knew that he didn't know a lot about the game. He didn't know the game. He didn't know basketball, but he always tried, to take care of the players and wished for the players the best. And now when Piszewicz comes in, that's not the way most of the guys feel. It's not me, not Adam. He doesn't really try to take care of the guys, He came in at a point where there was some success in a good timing where, in the qualification, the best players didn't arrive. We had a great group in China, but now we're back, and now it's time to develop those young players and to push the Polish national team into a better direction, so that the things that happened to me, that happened to Adam, that happened to Gordon, that happened to Shubi, should never happen again. And I feel like it's up to us to talk about it and spread, and spread this message. I hope they're listening. If they're gonna hear it, great. If they want to brush it off, like we don't know what we're talking about, which they probably will, then so be it. But at least we tried.
Guys, a simple question. So why don't they put in this presidential position a former player? Why?
From my understanding, it has to do with the political party that's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
From my understanding.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that since I don't live in Poland on an everyday basis. But from my understanding, it's like when you talk to people there, when I was there, I was like, this guy doesn't really know what, he shouldn't be in the position he's in. Oh, he's spisu. Oh, you can't do anything. You can't do anything. You can't do anything. He's with those guys. He got friends there. He got friends there. I was like, yeah, but it's not about where you have friends. It's about like the well-being of the future of our sport, the sports that we play. You don't think that it was messed up for us to play bad in Eurobaskets, to lose all those games? You don't think we as players went through it in a negative way? Like, that's not something that we want. We want to get better, and we want to have people in the position to help us do that, and I don't feel like the guy that's in the presidential position is doing that right now.
Adam, going back to our present national team, talk about strength and weaknesses of this team. This year's team.
Well, strength is like every year we know each other, we know the system. The coach is 7 years with us, or 7 years. So
a lot of new guys, Adam.
Yeah, a lot of young guys, a lot of energy guys for sure. And yeah, we will see. That's going to be a big test for some of them for sure. We have still some young boys in the row and waiting for their chance, but many players stepped up. Like Michał Sokołowski now is playing in Israel. He's playing great. Michał Michalak is the best scorer in German Bundesliga.
Yeah.
So each other, like each player develop, and this is good with the good for the national team.
Those two guys are going to be the wild cards in these next games. Those two guys are so important for you guys. I mean, just because of them not having any success with the national team prior, basically, and they wanting to showcase their talents. I really hope these two guys shine, because they deserve it and they need it. Because you asked me before, I think, when we talked about Jeremy, those were the two guys that I wanted to mention as well. They were super important for the Polish national team in these next qualification matches.
How about the weaknesses, Adam?
Well, yeah, weakness. It can be this age, and many players didn't play out of Poland and out of the Polish league, so this can be a thing. But I mean, everything can happen. We have really experienced guys also, and experience is really valuable for those games. It's only one game with each team, and everything can happen, honestly. So we need to be just solid, and like I said, everything can happen. What more weaknesses we can have? Well, I don't know. I hope nothing. I hope the injuries that we have right now, it's not gonna affect our roster, and we're gonna move forward.
So what's your main focus during the trainings at this training camp, this mini training camp?
Well, we were practicing a lot our sets and conditioning a little bit. Now tomorrow we play like an inside game. We will have a lot of friendly games in which we can practice our stuff, and we will see what works, what doesn't work. So yeah, to just prepare ourselves the best that we can.
Any prediction who's going to be in it? Okay, Maciej, go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's nice to see all those new faces with the national team, like the guy that played for Wrocław. I forget his last name for position. What's his name? Yeah, Jeva. Yeah, it's good to see him there, and I think those new faces bring a new light and a positive energy to the national team. But I do feel like the competition is going to be extremely hard for you guys. And what I would like to see from our national team, not taking result into consideration, is how good the team is together on the court. I mean, what I mean by that is I would like to see a team where it feels like a team, where people are huddling up in dead ball situations. Where, who knows? Who knows if you guys win or if you guys lose? It's going to be a hard competition. There's a lot of good teams. So say you guys are down by 25, what I would like to see from the guys is staying together, staying positive, and developing. I think that's really important because from prior experiences, it hasn't always been like that. So that's something that I think is important, and I would like to see personally from you guys going into these qualification matches.
Adam, on July 1st, you're going to play Slovenia. Do you already have your game plan against Luka?
Well, it's hard to have a game plan against a guy who is making such stats in the NBA. With a great defender, Kawhi Leonard is doing whatever he wants. So basically, who can stop him is himself. But of course, the European basketball is a little bit different. You can help a little bit more, and but of course, Luka is Luka. For sure, he gonna play amazing. But we need to try to make him play. Make him tough. Like it's tough for him to do his stats and his type of game. So it's not gonna be easy for sure. But yeah. we need to know that Slovenia is not only Luka. It's also many different great players on EuroLeague, Euro Cup level. So yeah, it's gonna be an interesting game.
Hey, so after this qualification games where there's Lithuania, Slovenia, Finland.
No.
No.
No, we have Angola and Slovenia, and then Lithuania, South Korea,
Venezuela,
yeah.
Oh, okay. And how many teams advance?
Only one.
Right. Okay. So relatively speaking, it's a tough situation. After this, what's the next thing for the national team?
Well, if we advance, we go to the Olympics. If not, it's Eurobasket next year, I think. Or maybe qualifications for World Cup again. I don't know.
Adam, going back to Luka, who's the best defender on your team to play Luka?
Well,
Sokolowski.
Yeah, maybe. The best defender is unfortunately not with us.
Exactly. Who were you gonna say?
I wanted to say Marcel Ponitka.
Yeah, maybe. I was gonna say what's his name? He got into the Olympics on the 3-on-3.
Zebo,
yeah. That's another guy that mysteriously vanished from the national team after having a little bit of conflict with somebody.
Yeah.
Right? But I'm so happy for him, though. I'm so happy he's going to the Olympics playing 3-on-3. That's amazing, man.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. At least he's having a ticket to Olympics already.
Man, for me, when I saw that, that's awesome.
It worked out perfectly. It worked out perfectly for him. And super happy. I was watching all the games and they were playing really well. All the team was really prepared good, and all the roles in the team are perfectly matched. So I was super happy.
I wanted to play with them. I told them like a year ago, if there's a chance of getting to the Olympics, please recruit me.
This is the thing I wanted to raise, like you playing 3-on-3, because you told me you wanted to play on the team, but you already said it. So was it
Yeah.
close? Was it
No,
close?
I mean, first, because we talked about it with Z, and Z was like, "Hey, you should come play blah blah with us," and I was like, you know, at first I took it as a joke, but then during COVID, we were playing in Barcelona at a gym with the guys from the Spanish national team, Nacho Martin and those guys, and we were playing with the 3-on-3 ball because they needed competition, so they wanted to play against good players, so they called me and some other guys, and we started playing this game. And I mean, it's way different. Don't get me wrong, it's way different than normal basketball. But yeah, after I played with them a couple of times, I was like, "Yo, Z, I'm ready, man. Call me up. You know, if I can make it to the Olympics, I want to go." Yeah, but I'm really happy for Z, man. You know, that's big.
All right, gentlemen, we passed 1 hour, 1 hour and 15. Let's wrap up here. Thank you so much, Adam, again for your time. We really appreciate you. Thank you, Maciek.
Yeah, thanks, man. Good
listening.
luck, man. Good luck. Stay healthy. Say hi to all the guys, to Dominator.
I will.
Yeah, and wish you guys the best.
Hey, thanks, man. You too. Keep killing the French league, man.
Yeah, thank you. Take care.
Good luck, Adam. Goodbye. Goodbye,
Thanks,
everybody.
guys.
Thank you for listening.
Ciao. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Ciao.